Please visit papersailor.com to learn more about my book, Accidental Sailor Girl. So we went from Sardinia and we sailed straight over to Menorca. And when we went to Menorca, we landed in Mahon, and we stayed there for a couple days and reprovisioned. We looked around at the huge fort. And while we walked around, it suddenly dawned on us, being that we are from St. Augustine, Florida. The Menorcans settled in St. Augustine, Florida, and we were walking around in Menorca. We stayed anchored out most of the time. We couldn't really afford the marinas, so we went over to Calas Covas, and Calas is like a cove. There's all these caves where hippies used to live. I had to kick all the hippies out.
Dirty, stinking hippies.
Got to see all the abandoned caves, and it's beautiful, crystal clear water, lots of naked people. So when we went to anchor in Calas Covas, it's a real tight bay. Boats around, and there's one spot in front of a rock that we could pull up to. We have a yard arm, and it's a 28-foot yard arm, and it sticks out on either side of the boat. Pulled in there like we knew what we were doing, and backed up right up to this rock and dropped our anchor, and Pete dove in the water and grabbed the line that's tied off to the rock. A lot of eyes, really big when we came in. I mean, when we came in, everybody came up to the front of their decks. Lots of bumpers. Aww. Wow. All the birds everywhere. They start freaking out seeing us coming in. Woo! Next went to Cala Trabalua. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but I can spell it on the screen. Right there. Trabalua. There was this place that you could row into this river, and it's real calm, and it was kind of nice to be somewhere calm because you don't realize how much noise the boat makes when you're sailing, and with the sails slapping and the waves slapping on the hull. Next we went to Cala Macarella. This is all on the island of Menorca still. Then it was time to head over to Mallorca. Time was running short, and it was starting to become busy season for a lot of the Med. I went to Cala Palencia. That was a very open bay. There were different spots that you can anchor that were safe, depending on the angle of the wind. We decided it was such a big bay that it was quicker, or nicer anyway, to just go for a sail to the other side of the bay. The wind does its normal dance around in circles in the Med sometimes. It'll be blowing from the south at 10 to 15, and then all of a sudden it'll just switch around to the north at 30 to 40 miles an hour. We actually figured out on our boat that if we dropped the outer jib, that it slowed us down, even if we had a full main up. If we dropped the outer jib, that would slow us down enough where we could start to reef the main down. I mean, it happens so quick that you don't even have time to reef the main sometimes. And that's when we kind of learned that Norna can handle it a lot more than we can. So then we went over to Porto Colom, and that was a nice little town. We liked that little town. We had to sit and wait for a calm part of the weather, because the winds would blow straight out of Gibraltar and against you. So you had to wait for the winds to be blowing out of the mouth of Gibraltar into the ocean. We arrived in Cartagena, this town that is marble. Even the sidewalks are marble, and the buildings are just beautiful architecture. We docked at Cartagena, and supposedly Cartagena is supposed to be one of the cheaper places to dock in the Med. It wasn't cheap for us. We were waiting for the winds to be blowing the right way out of Gibraltar, and it wasn't going to be for a week. A man approached us and asked us if we would like to be in a wooden boat festival. It would be free dockage for a week if we would come and sail in their regatta. He asked Pete if he would like to sail with them on one of the races, and it was a match race between two fifes. After a week, the wind was blowing in favor. We could finally go to Gibraltar. We were going to go from Gibraltar to the Canary Islands, and then the Canary Islands over to Grenada. Next one will be from Gibraltar to the Canary Islands. This is a Paper Sailor production. Please visit papersailor.com.